Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan, and I'm one of the peer advisors at the undergrad research program here at UCLA Engineering, and I'll be discussing how to find and research possible undergrad research opportunities. So let's first go over the difference between research and industry. Industry is much more likely to be a paid experience where you work with a team at a company and you work on a specific project that some sort of product they're trying to push out and the possibility of a return offer, whereas undergrad research is more typically during the academic year where your work is recognized through publication, either in a journal or a conference of the sort, and more exploratory sort of work. So going over the lab structure, so typically each lab has a general structure where there's the PI, the principal investigator, essentially the professor running the lab in more of an advisory role. They'll help you out usually with writing in journals and doing the reviews for your various papers, that sort of thing. But the more hands-on people are the postdocs and PhD students, which typically will be your one-on-one or one-on-two mentors working on the project alongside you as they look to publish their work. So generally, you want to try and tag on to one of the projects they're working on in order to have a chance at getting your name on the paper or the conference. Uh, in order to have a publication under your name. And then the master's and undergraduate students typically just work closely with the PhDs and postdocs. Masters tend to be there to do either their thesis research, so trying to get a published paper out, or they're trying to do a capstone project, typically some sort of hardware or experimental thing. Whereas the undergrad re students are more just general helpers in the lab if they're not on a project. So like they could be working on setting up systems, working on setting up the lab website, lab hardware, that sort of thing. So the difference between small and large research labs is that small labs are typically you get more interactions with the team members as well as the PI. So, if you need a reference letter later on, it's more personalized. But it also means that there's less funding, so there are less possible projects in the lab. But you are more flexible in terms of what sort of research you want to explore. Uh, in large labs, there's more of a structure and hierarchy, and you typically won't talk to the PI too much. You're mainly going to be working with the graduate students, but it is good for when you want to publish, as there will always be a project to work on that a PhD student is trying to get into a paper, and much more likely that you'll be able to get your name on that as well as more funding, allowing for more possible projects. So, when you're looking for undergrad research opportunities, I would first look at the lab websites. So, you can go on the UCLA engineering department of your choice and look for the list of research labs in the department and take a look at their lab websites and see if those are things you're interested in, as well as their Google Scholar pages to see what they're publishing. You can also look at the Undergrad Research Center website, which has all the various programs you might apply to for a more formal application into undergrad research. Well, that's all I'll be talking about today. Thank you for watching, and next time I'll be discussing how to get a position at a lab.